welcome back. Are you having a hard time finding some of these allocated bourbons from Buffalo Trace? This is their Mash Bill 1 lineup. I know some of them are hard to get. Well, I'm going to give you some alternatives that I feel are very close in flavor profile. If not, I'll call that out. But a lot of them are the same Mash Bill. Just saying. So let's get to it. So let's start with something like E.H. Taylor. So this is one of my favorite bottles of Buffalo Trace. E.H. Taylor small batch. These are always great. I know they're kind of hard to find, right? So what's a good alternative? Have you heard of Bourbon Brothers? So it's also owned by the same parent company, Sazerac. It's a Virginia distillery. Rumor is that this small batch bourbon is this. It's sent to Virginia, distilled again, and then they bottle and sell it for about half the price of this. So it's not bottled in bond, but if you do these blind, they are extremely close. So it's about half the cost and pretty much the same mash bill. In many cases, I've found this to be actually smoother, and it's definitely findable. So check out Bourbon Brothers. That'd be my first one to check out. Next one is just your standard Buffalo Trace. You know, just your 6 years, age 6 years, 90 proofer. Love it. It's good bourbon. It's a good mixer. A lot of people drink it neat or on the rocks. Hey, whatever your palate lines up with. Here's a good alternative for around 20 bucks. It's benchmark bonded, same mash bill. This is 4 years, 100 proof, so you do get 10 proof points higher, but this is findable. You can find this pretty much anywhere. So there you go. Let's roll across here to E.H. Taylor single barrels. So these are definitely a lot harder to find, especially secondary prices are expensive. About half the price is John J. Bowman. So once again, this is from Buffalo Trace juice. These are single barrels. You can actually find store picks of these are actually older than these. I've got some that are like 10 years old, and they're like 80 bucks. So there you go. I mean, for me, doing these blind, they're very, very close, if not the same thing. So there's another one to check out. John J. Bowman, and you can find that one. So what if you wanted a Buffalo Trace single barrel? So you know, with a little store pick. So this means somebody tried it out, right? They tried out 6 different ones. They said, hey, this is one we want for our store. Buffalo Trace single barrels. Not super common. They are really good. Here's your alternative. Same mash bill, same thing. Buffalo Trace single barrel. I mean, benchmark single barrel. So it's basically baby Buffalo Trace. Now this is 95 proof, so you get 5 proof points higher. I don't know the age statement on this one. I'm guessing it says Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. So it doesn't say the age statement, so it means it's around 4 years old. So around at least 4 years old versus like 6 in the small batch here. You know, single barrels could be older. These could be up to 8 years. But there you go. This one's about 25 bucks in my space where I'm at. Not bad. Let's put this here. Let's check out another one. I think Eagle Rare is one that's hard, right? These bottles are really good. I really do enjoy these. Not super expensive, but they are very hard to find. They are allocated. You don't see them very often. You know which state though? It's weird. Some states see them quite often and some don't at all. So an alternative for this would be, once again, the Buffalo Trace single barrel. If you could find that, right? That would be an alternative. It's very, very close. You know, cheaper one, of course, would be the benchmark single barrel. Now, it's not going to have the age statement, right? It's not going to be 10-year age like this is 10 years in single barrel. So you got some alternatives. Something close in flavor profile, for me, would be Evan Williams single barrel. These are a lot more findable. They're around 40 bucks. These are aged 8 years versus the 10, but you can find these. They are really good. I do enjoy this a lot. A couple other alternatives, let me throw them out here. One of my favorites is Russell's 10-year. Now, it's not the same mash bill. It's not the same exact flavor profile, right? But it's also 10-year age stated. It's really good. It's about the same price, what the MSRP on this is. Another one would be Henry McKenna 10 years. This is a Heaven Hill product. These are also single barrels and bottled in bond. So you get the bottled and bond aspect of this one. And it's about the same price. I'd say it's around 50-ish bucks, right? Depending on where you're at in the country. But these are quite findable, a lot of times on sale. So there's some options for you. So How about Stagg? One of the toughest ones to get. Stagg. I mean, I know personally buddies who wait in line at 1 a.m. for a 9 a.m. drop, right? Some get there earlier to get a bottle of this MSRP. They do drop. You can find them. More likely, you're going to pay secondary prices, right? I've not found anything that comes close to this exactly same flavor profile from Buffalo Trace. Some people say you'll hear people say the benchmark foolproof. I've tried 2 different bottles of those. I don't think it really lines up. It tastes too young compared to this. This is my little secret between you and I. Backbone bourbon. Okay, this is MGP juice. Get a barrel proof. Get a single barrel if you can find it. If not, go for any of the barrel proofs. Cask strength. This is a single barrel here. Man, these line up really close. Same kind of bold flavors. They're just great. These are about $50 or $60, depending on where you're at. But man, if you can't find Stagg, which I know it's really hard to do, check out Backbone. Couple alternatives, not the same flavor profile, right? But Elijah Craig barrel proofs. Some of these are really good. Like this is the B525 I did a video on recently. This is one of the best batches in a long time. It's actually, I think this one's aged 11 years. Yeah, 11 years, 6 months. These got some age on it. They got some proof. These are 126.2 proof, where this is 127. So really close on the proof wise, but they're really good. And a cheap alternative, rare breed, punch in the face, delicious. You get a lot of spice out of it. Like I said, different flavor profile, but these are really good bottles, and you can find them pretty much anywhere. And they got some really good proof. I enjoy them a lot. So, what's your thoughts? Is there some bottles that we should do a future video on? I'm thinking about doing one on mash bill too. Maybe some of the Wellers. Give you some alternatives. They're really similar flavor profiles. Hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time, Floor Whiskey.